Okay, very good morning to all of you and Om Shanti. Very good morning. I bring greetings of peace, joy, and happiness from Delhi to a lovely family in Bangalore. It was only at 3:30 a.m. in the morning that I reached Bangalore today. My flight got delayed, so I had a wonderful time in the aircraft. I was contemplating, thinking, and truly practicing what I preach strongly. So today is going to be a magical day for you. What you are going to hear today is a beautiful blend of science and spirituality. But before that, I would like to make all of you who are there in front on the stage, on sitting in the balcony also, to do an exercise with me. I'll put a question to you, and that question is going to have 3 answers. If you have a 4th choice, you can give it to me. And you guys have to choose only one of that answer. And once you choose that answer, be very honest in your heart. That answer will actually reflect your own essence of life. So are you ready? Yes or no? Come on, I don't hear Bangalore people. Yes or no? Yes, everybody. Irrespective of who you are, what you are doing, you have to answer this. Don't get disturbed by anybody, but just choose your own answer. And the question is very simple. The question is, why do we work in our life? The first answer is, we work in our life for money, which is important. Without money, you cannot get good clothes, you cannot get a good car, you cannot bring up your family. Money is so much important. The second answer is, you work in a life for happiness. The third is, I work in my life both for money and happiness. Now, don't look here and there. Go into your mind and choose one answer. In this whole hall, auditorium, who are the people who say that I work in my life for money? It is important. Money, after all, is important. It's so difficult. Come on, raise your hands higher and higher. So we have around about 7 and 8 courageous people who are saying we work in a life for money, which is perfectly fine. Money is important. Who are the people in this hall who say we work in a life for happiness? Please raise your hand like this. Higher and higher. Okay. We have around about 50 people. Please transfer all their bank balance into my account. Okay? I'm going to be richer today because they don't need money. You're also allowed to change your answers. And I ask you, who are the people who work both for money and happiness? Please raise your hands. Okay, almost everybody. Nobody on the stage. Oh, everybody. Everybody says we work in a life both for money and happiness, which is right also. But I told you that I'm going to give you 3 answers, and if you have a 4th one, you should give it to me. Now, my question to you is that should we work in our life for happiness, or should we work in our life with happiness? Louder, please. None of you pointed it out. And that's the problem with us. Today, our whole subconscious mind, our whole life is programmed to chase happiness. Every day we are postponing our happiness, trying to achieve and fulfill our targets. Bhagna hai, daudna hai, we have to run. It's like you are pressing the accelerator of your life with a tablet of B complex and halting your life in the evening by a sleeping pill. Now Alprex tablet. This is how we are running throughout the day. And the essence of spirituality is not to work for happiness. Spirituality and science, in their truest and the most beautiful way, teaches you to work with happiness. If you are able to create joy at every moment of life, if you are able to create happiness in every moment of life, whatever you are doing, irrespective of the quality of job, irrespective of your position, of your power, irrespective of your materialistic wealth, if you are able to choose happiness in your life, probably you will be going to be the most successful people. Remember, happiness is something that money cannot buy. Because if happiness was to be bought by money, then probably the richest person in this world would be the happiest person in this world. But it doesn't work that way, my dear friends. So today is going to be a very beautiful day. I'm going to explain you how I was chasing happiness, postponing my happiness in the similar way that most of us have been doing in our life. How would you feel if you know that the person who is speaking to you does not have right side of the brain? It has been operated and taken out. How would you feel if you know that the person who is speaking to you has lost his 80% of the hearing? He works with hearing devices for last 23 years. And how would you feel if you know that the person who is standing in front of you has 4 screws grilled in his spine? He has difficulty in walking and standing even at this particular moment. Still he starts his day at 3:30 a.m. every day in the morning with meditation, with Raj Yoga, doing his workout, operating more than 60 cases, traveling across the world, sleeping for less than 5 hours for last 25 years. That's the power of one thought. That's the power of meditation, my dear friends. This is not unique to a person. This is not unique to a person. This is unique to a mindset. This is unique to a mindset that we create by the power of spirituality. So today, I'm going to unravel the beautiful and the magical power that you guys are gifted with. Switch off your mobiles. Switch on your mobile of your own mind. Focus. You will love the journey. Every single word that I'm going to speak in front of you is my own life story. And every single thing that I'm going to show to you is completely backed by science. It's not imagination. Today, I'm going to prove in front of you that how by changing your single thought, you can create magic in your life. That's the power of spirituality. So my dear friends, this is my story. I was doing very well. I was a great student. I cleared my engineering exam also, IIT. I cleared my medical exam also. I joined my MBBS by choice. My father and mother are doctors. They are gynecologists and gastroenterologists, respectively physician. I was a good student in my medical school. Everything I dreamt of, I could magnetically attract it. Being a very hardworking and diligent student. I did my MBBS. Somebody told me, oh, now you are a doctor, you are MBBS, what are you going to specialize in? And I thought, oh my God, I have to study more. And the next day, I started running again. I did my MD medicine from Delhi University, Maulana Medical College. I was very happy. I went to John Hopkins, I went to America, was doing my gastroenterology, didn't feel like wanted to come back to India. People were telling me that you should super specialize. Then again I was running, came back to India, wanted to be with my parents. I was living a beautiful life. I cleared my cardiology and became one of the youngest cardiologists in my country. I could attract my success naturally. I could everything achieve that I dreamt of very easily in my life. Everything was going on perfect. Money, no problem. Power, no problem. Pride, no problem. Position, professor at one of the most prestigious institutes. Everything is going on fine, Everything was perfect. Spiritual life, celibatic life, fantastic life, practicing Raj Yoga meditation. It was like a dream journey. And a day came that changed my life forever. That day was 20th March 2003. I came home after operating more than 60 cases for 1.5 days. My operating days used to start at 6 a.m. in the morning and we used to operate till 2 to 3 a.m. next day. That is the schedule. We are the busiest center, not in India, but in Asia Pacific. That's the quality of load that we have. Everything was fine, but I came home that day unusually tired, severely fatigued, very severe headache. bursting headache. My mother offered me food. I said no, I would like to take a rest. And I slept for 2 hours, but the headache didn't got relief. She handed a cup of ice cream to me. I took that ice cream at 7:30 p.m. in the night. Within 15 seconds, that cup fell from my hand and I collapsed on the floor of my home. Throwing massive seizures, became unconscious. Everything in doldrums. I could see my death too closest. My parents, my sister lifted me up. They put me in the car. They drove me to the hospital. Whole night doctors were working and trying to control my seizures. And next day, when my eyes were opened, I regained my consciousness. I saw my scans were done. I had a large mass in my brain. A large mass. You can project the pictures in the front also. Okay. I had a large mass in my brain. It was a infective mass, multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. 19 drugs available at that time. I was resistant to 18 of them. My schedules used to start not with a breakfast. My breakfast used to be 8 tablets in the morning, 8 tablets in the evening, and out of those 19 drugs, I was sensitive only to amikacin, the most toxic injection. Doctor would come to my home every day. Every single millimeter he would put an injection every single day, 150 injections. It took away my hearing from me. The level of pain that I used to have at that time, I felt like somebody would give me a knife. I would cut my brain into half and throw my right side of the brain. That was the level of pain I used to experience, continuously banging my head. Such was the high intracranial pressure. But I never lost hope. Pain was there, but I never allowed myself to experience sorrow in my life. Dukh kabhi bhi nahi hua. I knew I'm going to do well. I did my DM cardiology. I finished everything. But that day, when I was lying down in the ICU, millions and millions of thoughts were crossing my mind. And I'll tell you what were those thoughts. Huge number of thoughts. That single day changed my perspective of life. Suddenly, the wealth, my cars, the amount of clothes that I had, everything that I had no significance in my life. I was fighting for my life and for death. I was trying to survive. That bank balance was of no importance for me. The claps of the people, my lectures, my achievements, my 1920 medals lost all its essence because I was just fighting for my life. I was thinking where the things have gone wrong. You were able to achieve everything, Mohit. Why things have gone wrong? And that day I knew I had landed myself in the pandemic of personal mismanagement. Everything was going on wrong. Look at your life. As each one of you listen here, look at your life inside, that what kind of life am I leading? With all the achievements, am I able to maintain that balance? I was wondering, the balance of work and life was completely destroyed. I was just working and working. I had forgotten really to live in my life in its truest essence, experience that joy and happiness. Two words that had become synonymous with me at that time and probably are synonymous with each one of you. Each one of you who keep on using these words every day, not only every day, every hour, in fact, not only every hour, every 10 minutes we keep on using these words, had become synonymous with my and your life. And those were, I am busy and I don't have time. Jaldi karo, time nahi hai, time nahi hai. Everybody is busy. And I was also thinking, I'm a busy doctor. And that day lying down in the ICU, I knew that I had to do something different. And that is the day I deleted word busy forever in my life. For last 22 years, with my schedules running and packed almost for a year, traveling globally, everything, operating, lecturing, doing, tutoring, meditating, writing, doing everything and talking to millions and millions of people, I have never allowed anybody to introduce me as a busy cardiologist. And let me tell you, what did I do? Each one of you should repeat after me. Will you? Yes or no? Each one of you should repeat after me. On the stage and off the stage, you should say after me, from today, I am not busy in my life, but I am be easy in my life. See, this busy word has another beautiful word, be easy in my life. That is what I embrace. People kept on telling me, Dr. Mohit, do you have half a second? Do you have 1 minute? I said, I have all the time. Little time, but beneficial. How are you able to maintain all these schedules? How do you manage everything? I said, I don't manage anything outside. I only manage my mind to remain easy, and everything outside is beautifully managed. When you are easy inside, the outward busyness does not matter. That is what I did that day. I actually practiced to unlearn and relearn new things in my life. I knew life had become a mess for me. Life is supposed to be very simple. God has made our life very simple, but we have made a mess out of it by only our thinking, and that is the day I thought I must come out of the emergency mode. My dear friends, these were the thoughts that were crossing my mind. Look at your life. It's always good not to go through these all experiences. It's always good to learn from the experiences of the others. The message I want to give you today, before I start my technical presentation, is, my dear friends, life is a journey and happiness is not a destination. Whenever we go somewhere, we never say, have a very pleasant destination. What do we say? Have a very pleasant journey. Life is all about journey. We never say that your destination should be very beautiful. No, the journey should be very beautiful. It's the togetherness, it's the joy, it's the happiness with which we work that is important. That's the essence of our life. And happiness does not depend on how much we have. Happiness is only resulting from how satisfied we are. That is what I did that day. I changed my mindset. My dear friends, remember, if you change nothing, nothing is going to change in your life. So let me start with the most revealing journey of your life, the journey of transformation. So today, National Science Foundation says that a normal human being in a single day is producing 50 to 75,000 thoughts. And unfortunately, out of those 50 to 75,000 thoughts that each one of you is generating, 90 to 95% of our thoughts are negative, are waste, are repetitive, and are useless thoughts. Imagine a factory producing 100 products and 95 of them are waste, are negative, are useless and repetitive. Would you call it a good or a useless factory? Come on, guys. A useless factory, of course. Imagine only 5% of your thoughts are positive, are powerful and successful thoughts. Imagine the quality of our existence. And why it is important? Because every thought that you are creating is going to give you a behavior. The way you are behaving is completely dependent on what you are thinking. जिस दिन mood अच्छा है, hey, come on, mood बहुत खराब है, don't go near to him, mood बहुत खराब है, your behavior would be erratic. You would be finding faults in other people. You will be losing temper over small things. You would not be appreciating anybody. You will end up in quarrels. This is how happened. And the day your mood is wonderful, something great has happened in your life, you would forgive and forget people. Small faults, no problem. Everything will be positive. Why? Because thoughts are positive, your behavior is positive. And if your behavior is positive, your feelings are also positive, my dear friends. That is why what I want to tell you is, every thought that you are thinking is creating your future. Every single thought. It's like magic. What you are thinking is going to completely manifest in your life magically. That is the power that today we are gifted with. But the big question is, are my thoughts contained within my brain? That is very, very important. Are my thoughts contained within my brain? And today, the National Science Foundation clearly shows by the studies of magnetoencephalogram. Come on, focus here. Don't get disturbed who is coming and going. Magnetoencephalogram, the beautiful studies clearly show that how your thoughts, without touching your brain, this MRI machine is able to map your thoughts beautifully by just creating an image. And this clearly shows what you are thinking is not just with you, but your thoughts are radiating fast outside. This is now scientifically proven. And the second thing comes, okay, Dr. Gupta, if my thoughts are going out, where the hell are my thoughts acting? कहाँ पर हमारे विचार काम कर रहे हैं? Thoughts are acting on yourself, on your mind, on your body and your genes. Your thoughts are acting on your relations, the way your relations and your family is. The kind of relations you have are affected by your thoughts. Your thoughts are also affected by affecting by the environment. The environment around you, the food, the water, every single aspect of your life is affected by your thoughts, my dear friends. That is the power. How by creating and changing your thoughts, you can create magic in your life. And today I am going to prove this with my own stories and scientifically, that merely by changing one thought, you can create miracles in your mind. So is it possible to program your genes by your thoughts? Or what you get in your life with your mom and dad, that is what your inheritance is? That is what you are destined for. Can you have slides here also, sister, in front? It's very important for all of us to understand that if your family tree is full of heart attack, of disease, of cancer and everything, is it that I am also going to suffer from those diseases? And if the answer is yes, this is of grave concern. But do I have the power? Like a switch, I can switch off the negative genes and switch on the positive genes. Do I have this power? This is called epigenetics. And I'm going to show you 2 studies and 2 experiments that are going to show you how by changing your thoughts, you can take care of your genes beautifully and very well. This was the first study by Dr. Dean Ornish. Look at me. Don't get engrossed in the study. Look at me what he did. Very simple study. He took 30 patients of prostate cancer, and all those prostate cancers who were not going for the regular treatment, those patients were taught meditation and stress-free living. What happened was magical. What he saw within 3 months, the cancer causing gene ran, it switched off and down regulated. The positive gene ZNF250, which is a protein building gene, it upregulated. And not only this, more than 500 gene expressions changed, and all the cancer causing genes of the body were down regulated. This was phenomenal. Merely by changing your lifestyle, merely by leading a stress-free life, by changing your thoughts, he was able to switch off all the cancer-causing genes of the body. This was intriguing. And there came my second story. It was 2018, Saturday evening, 9:30 p.m. in the night. I was about to leave my lab after operating for almost 12-13 hours. Suddenly I had a noise outside my cath lab, and a 22-year-old young boy was brought dead to my cath lab. Pulseless, BP-less, ECG was a flat line and with a massive cardiac arrest. And I was told, Dr. Mohit, isko operate karna. You have to operate this guy. I said, nothing is left in this boy. What are we going to do? He said, come on, give it your best try. He was being resuscitated. We put him on the ventilator. I took him on the table. We angiographed him. All 3 coronary arteries of the 22-year-old young boy were blocked. One by one, with artificial pacing, ventilator in, massages and shocks being continuously given, full inotropic support, I angiographed. One by one, I removed thrombus of all the 3 arteries. And after 1.5 hours, I was able to achieve a blood pressure of 50 to 60 millimeters of mercury. Mind was saying, no, he's not going to survive. Mind was saying he's not going to survive. But there was something in my heart that told me that this guy is just going to make it. I shifted him to the ICU. Next day, I went to the rounds, and you would be surprised that young boy who was literally brought dead was sitting very conscious, alert, only with the ventilator. ECG had stabilized, normalized, blood pressure was normal. I knew that was a life saved. My doctors, juniors knew there was a life saved. Nursing staff was happy, family was happy, everybody was happy, and so was I. But that was one of the most disturbing days for me, and I'll tell you why. I was wondering why the hell this 22-year-old young boy had an heart attack. He was a non-smoker. He was a non-diabetic. He was his non-hypertensive. His lipids were normal. There was no family history, no problem at all. But he had an heart attack. I said, there is something wrong with this guy. I must talk to him. Married for 2 years, had a 4-month-old daughter. I went to his father and said, please call his wife. I want to speak to her. And he took me aside. And he said, Dr. Gupta, jo bhi puchna mujhse puche. Whatever you want to ask me. I said, why? He, in a very sore language, he told me, sir, his wife is not going to come. They are on the verge of divorce. Married for 2 years. They filed for divorce papers. They are going to separate after 1 month. Everything is final. I was frozen in that moment. I had no words. After a pause, I requested that old gentleman, please call that girl and tell this is what has happened to his husband and ask her to come. The doctor wants to meet you. She came there running. 1.5 hours later with her little daughter. I made her sit with the husband. I extubated the husband. Everybody was out and I started talking to them. And you must listen, this will clean your mind forever. What conversation I had with them. I said, what is going on wrong in your life? And what he said, listen, he said, sir, we both earn a 6-digit salary. We drive a Mercedes. We have a 4-bedroom plush apartment. But sir, for last 2 years, we are never connected well with each other. We never had time for each other. We kept on earning more and more, everything materialistic we have, the best of the facilities we have, but we never took time to understand the emotions of each other, to see what is going on in life of each other, how we can recuperate, how we can appreciate and accept each other. This time we never had. The girl was born, we gave her time, but we don't have the art of appreciation, the art of acceptance within us. I said, perfect, no counseling for you. You guys want to separate from each other. But will you do 2 things for me? They said, yes, we will do. I said, only 2 things. First is, for next 1 month, sit together and have a dinner together for half an hour, which is free of mobile, free of television, free of internet. Just sit on the table with your little daughter, connect, argue, listen, accept, whatever you want to do, but learn to talk, watching each other's face. करोगे? They said, yes sir, 1 महीने के लिए करेंगे. 1 महीने बाद separate हो जाएंगे. They are going to separate. And the second thing I told the young lady, I said, I am going to discharge your husband after 2 days. But you have to do one thing. She said, what? I said, for next 1 month, I will see your husband only on one condition. Once in a week is my OPD. Only if you hold his hand and bring to my OPD. She said, sir. I said, please do it now. She said, okay sir, if you are saying, I will do it only for you. I said, okay, do it only for me. I discharged them. They started coming to my OPD. They came first week smiling. We have 1900 patients in cardiology in a single day. That's the attendance that we have. We don't have even time for looking, and not more than a minute and 2 to each patient. That 1 week changed into 3 weeks. 3 weeks changed into 4 weeks. 4 weeks into 4 months. 4 months into 4 years. Their 4-month-old daughter grew into a 4-year-old daughter. They still come to my OPD and they've withdrawn their divorce papers, my dear friends. That's the day I felt the true essence of healing and spirituality. Spirituality is not about just chanting the names and going to a mandir, masjid, church, gurdwara and taking dips or holy dips. So no, this is not spirituality. Spirituality is making beautiful family and connecting minds with each other. This is what Raj Yoga meditation does. This is the beauty of meditation. That beautiful minds are connecting to each other. A family is not just like a family, it's like a Satyuga family. It's like a family which feels like heaven, where people are living in peace, joy and acceptance. And that is the day, my dear friends, I started doing experiments with each one of you. Must listen. That is going to blow your mind apart. We took 150 patients of young heart attack. And what I did was, they were all that like that young gentleman without any risk factors. I took their blood samples and I measured their stress levels. What was the level of stress? And after measuring, taking out their genetic samples, what I did was very simple. Like each one of you are having a different age. Somebody is 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Like XYZ, हर एक की age different है. But the genetic age is different from what our actual age is. So biologic age is measured by telomere length, and that is what I measured. In those 18 to 30-year-old young people, 150 subjects that I collected. And look at this, what the results were. This was the published study. And when I saw, look at this, these young people had a physical age which was equal to a 18 to 30-year-old person, but their biologic age, look at the red graph, was equal to a 60 to 90-year-old person. Can you believe it? In that young body of 18 to 35 years was residing a biology, a gene of a 60 to 90-year-olds. Their genes were completely destroyed. I said, why? 18 to 30 years age and the genetic makeup is of 60 to 90 years. What is going on wrong? And when we further analyze, look at this, what we found. 92 to 98% of them, look at this, they had highest level of psychosocial stress. Look at this graph. Lack of love, lack of happiness, lack of gratitude, anger in their life, lack of purpose in their life. They were only driven by materialism. They were only driven by their pride, their power, their position. I am this, I am this, I am this. This was what was driving this. I said, koi baat nahi, stress to har ek ko hota hai. Even if they are having stress, how does it relate to their body? And when we further analyzed, look at this revealing slide, what I saw was, those people who had lack of purpose, those people who have anger, those people who have poor relations, those people who are only driven by anger, by ego in their life, their telomerase enzyme goes down and their telomere length significantly goes down, and they are aging early, they have more depression, more heart attacks, more cancers, more anxiety and severe expression of disease. That is what explains the level of pandemic, of heart attacks, of depression, of cancers that we are facing globally and especially in Southeast Asia and India today. The good news is those people who had love in their life, those people who had positive outlook in their life, who had happiness and gratitude in their life, those are the people whose telomerase enzyme increased and their telomere length was also increasing, and the depression and anxiety was less and their aging was reversed. My dear friends, the power to control your genes is in your attitude. Today, using genomics and integrative biology, collaborating with Harvard and IIT in our own labs in the government, we are using and working on people like you, using Rajyogini meditation to reverse their aging and reverse the anxiety and depression that we guys are facing in our life. My message is, perspective changes everything. Perspective changes everything. Today, Dr. Robert Waldinger, in this most famous 75-year study in 700 people, that is considered to be the longest ever conducted study, he has shown, which is called the Harvard second generation study or the happiness study, showed that there is only one secret to fulfilling and happy life. He followed these 700 people for 75 years, measuring every single aspect of their life, their position, power, success, achievements. And you know what was the conclusion? What was the conclusion? The conclusion was, the single factor that is determinant for a happy and healthy life is good relations in our family. Spirituality nurtures our relation. Spirituality is not something to be talked about, not something to be orated. It is something to be experienced in your life. It's something that radiates from the way you are thinking. It radiates from the way you are speaking. It radiates from what you are doing in your life. That's the beauty of spirituality. My first message to you is, we have the power to regulate our genes. The older paradigm was, you have a fixed DNA makeup. But today, the new science of epigenetic goes beyond doubt and tells you that the choices that you are making change your destiny. So my dear friends, change your thoughts and program your genes. The second aspect, Can my thoughts affect my body? Is it possible to reprogram my body and brain just by changing my thoughts? सोच बदला, केवल विचार को बदला, only thought को change किया, and everything inside my body, my neural networks, my GI networks, they start aligning. The answer is yes. Look at these studies from Dr. Alvaro Pascal Leon. Look at me. You'll be able to understand it much more beautifully. You won't understand this. It's a beautiful study. I'm Dr. Alvaro Pascal Leon from Harvard, and what I did was I took a group of people like you and taught you how to play piano in your life. I divided you into two groups, group 1 and group 2. To you guys, I made you sit in front of the piano, and for 3 weeks you were actually taught to play piano with your hand. To the second group, what I did was, I just showed you a picture of piano and made you imagine that you are playing a piano. Got it? Yes or no? Yes? Okay, very clear. And after 3 weeks, I did a MRI scans of all the brains to see that what happens to the piano playing area in your brain. The results were eye-opening. What he saw was, those people who were playing actually piano, their brain area expanded beautifully. But those people who were just imagining that they are playing piano, the group 2, their brain area also reorganized similarly. This was magical. Merely thinking, not doing anything. Vichar. Spirituality is acting where? It's on your thoughts. Your brains can be rewired, my dear friends, only and only by your thinking. And this science is called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity. Whatever you are thinking, you develop a neuron within 17 seconds. And when you are repeatedly thinking about the same thing again and again, it manifests in your life and you are able to create and achieve that thing in your life beautifully well. That's the power that we are gifted with, my dear friends. This is what happened with me. When I came back from America, and I had only 6 months to study for cardiology entrance, and at that time I'll share that we had only 5 seats in my country in the institute where I wanted to work. My teachers, my seniors were working with me, were studying with me, those who had taught me. 5,000 people, specialists, used to give and compete for that 5-seat exam. And it was 19th July, I started studying. I went to my mother and said, I don't think I'll be able to clear this exam. It is very difficult. It is very difficult to clear in first attempt. Nobody clears it. And she's a positive lady. She called me and said, how many seats are there, Mohit? I said, 5. She said, how many you want? I said, I want only 1. She said, focus on 1, delete those 4 seats out of your mind. I went inside my room. I wrote in front of me, this 1 seat is for me. I wrote on my book, this 1 seat is for me. And 19th July 2001, I started studying for cardiology. 9th February 2002 was my entrance exam. 5 months later, Saturday, 9:30 to 12:30, 100 question paper MCQ. It was in Delhi University. People across the country had come. I gave the exam, and what happens when you give an exam? You come out and you start discussing the paper with everybody, isn't it? We all do. Iska kya answer hai? Iska kya answer hai? Iska uttar batao. Iska batao. None of my colleagues discussed the paper with me. Not a single person discussed. My seniors told me, Dr. Gupta, you go back home. I said, why? He said, 6:30 p.m. in the evening, we'll send you 100 question paper with answers so that you can give your next attempt better. And I was really disheartened. I was telling my mother, I'll give only 1 attempt, otherwise I'll practice MD medicine. I went back home after a haircut. I was listening to a beautiful English music song. I pushed my books aside and waited for the results for 15 days. Relaxed. And 15 days later, when result came, my rank in the country was first. My percentile was 95%. And the second, third, fourth and fifth rank was 78, 77, 76 and 70%. People called it magic. I called it the power of manifestation, the law of attraction. Whatever you want to see outside, that must be created in your brain. That is what I want to tell you. When you glue your intention with imagination and put a do not disturb sign, no power on earth can take away your success from you. That's the power of single thought. For those 5 months, I was already visualizing that I have become a cardiologist. I never allowed my mind not to think that I am not a cardiologist. I was already living like a cardiologist and working hard, working at that time, practicing, doing my residency also. That is the power that we can create, my dear friends. Reprogram your life for success. My third story. That third story was about my passion in badminton. That was the story of resilience. It was 21st March 2013. Always a good badminton player, state level badminton player. I was playing badminton and suddenly after picking up a smash, I got injured. My spine dislocated in front. I developed spondylolisthesis. I collapsed on the floor. I could not lift myself up. Pain was radiating. I was dragged to my home. My orthopedic and neurosurgeon friends, बहुत हो गया मोहित, बिस्तर पे लेट अब आराम से, रेस्ट कर. I said, surgery, operate kar de. Every day I was seeing court. They said, no, you take rest. They made me do rest for a month, and so after a month I was able to get up. I used to drag my leg like this. I went to my operation theatres and hospital with my driver. I used to operate with a dragging leg, but life was not normal. Every day I was seeing the court. I was visualizing I'm playing a badminton in the court. But they won't listen. 8 months I dragged my life. After 8-9 months in 2014, 20th January, I forced my surgeons to operate me. And look at this. This is my picture first day after my surgery. Look at the happiness on my face. My face spoiled. 7 hours my surgery went. Screws were fixed in my spine. I was happy, and this was my spine. This is my spine today, with screws grilled in my spine. And on day 2 I got a discharge. I came back home, and day 3 I started walking. Day 4 I was walking with support, and day 5 I started moving out around in my home with support. Physiotherapy started. Within 15 days I started going out to the park, and I was again walking reasonably well, but a lot of pain and everything, physiotherapy going on. Within 1 month I joined my hospital. I resumed my OTs and doing all my work, and within 1 year I was able to walk for 8 to 10 kilometers, and today I am able to jog for 32 kilometers, my dear friends. The message is, if you have a purpose to live in your life, you can bear with almost anyhow. That's the power of single thought. That's the power of meditation. Today we keep on spiraling in problem. बहुत परेशानी है, बहुत प्रॉब्लम है, ये प्रॉब्लम है, वो प्रॉब्लम है, वो ऐसा करता है, ये ऐसा करता है. It's like a big circle. What I want to tell you is, don't spiral in your life, but learn to evolve out of those problems while you are spiraling. Everybody has a story. Everybody has a problem, but come out of those problems. That's the power, that's the beauty that you can create in your life. So my second message is, whatever you want to create outside must be created in your brain. If you want money, think about money. If you want happiness, think about happiness. Create that thing that I am happy. If you want success, create that success in your life. Every single day, I program my mind for next day what I want in my life. This is how I run my schedules. Why we are not able to do it? Because of my catastrophic thinking, negative thinking. Pata nahi I'll be able to do this. All problems come to me. My children don't eat. My husband is not talking to me properly. My professional life is big turbulent. Every day I'm thinking continuously those negative thoughts, and the brain inside is doing only one thing. It is saying tathastu, tathastu and tathastu. Whatever you are thinking, it's going to imprint it. It's going to hardwire it. Why? Because your mind is working like a projector. Whatever you think, it's going to magnify. My dear friends, my message is, choose what you feed into your mind. Don't act it like a sponge. Make it act like a sieve. You should filter what you should allow your mind into your mind go. That's the power of meditation. It allows you where to respond, and it also allows you to filter out all the negativities of the people. This is where the discretionary power, the power of judgment, the power of alignment of a meditating mind is at best of its work. My fourth story is, small changes create miracles in your life. Life is all about changes, and change is never an event. Change is always a process. You don't change overnight. It's not that Aaj I will change everything. I've listened today, overnight I will become a change. No, you have to put yourself in a process continuously. And this is what happened with me. When I came back from America at that time, I was 96 kgs. I was suffering from diabetes, hypertension, thyroid, and fatty liver, and you won't believe it. Look at these pictures in 2001, way back in Disneyland Orlando, when I'm standing with my friend Manish, and this is what my personality used to be at that time. And I came back to India, and it was somewhere around about 9th July. My uncle came and said, Beta, what are you doing? I said, I am studying for cardiology. You want to become a cardiologist? I said, yes, I want to become a cardiologist. Then you should look like one. This is what he told me. If you want to become a cardiologist, you should look like one. And his words were like an arrow to my heart and my mind. I changed my life. I changed the way I used to eat. I changed the way I used to exercise. I changed my diet from quantity to quality. I changed my exercise patterns from quantity to quality. And 19th July 2001, I started dieting properly, eating properly, and exercising every single day. Until 9th February 2002, the day of my exam, I lost 23 kgs of weight. I regained a whole new personality. My diabetes, my hypertension, my thyroid disappeared out of my life. Achievement was not there. Achievement is today. 23 years down the lane, every single day I maintain the same schedule in my life, my dear friends. Life is about consistency. Raj Yoga meditation teaches you to be consistent, to be optimistic in your life. You can create miracles in your life by the power of your optimism. This is what I want to tell you. Design your life. If you want to achieve, ho jayega, kar lenge, we will do someday. It should not be one day. It should be day one in my life, my dear friends. If one day you think it's never going to happen, let today be the day one that I design my life again. So, my third message is, you are creator of your own destiny. Change your thoughts, program your life the way you want. My fourth message is, can my thoughts affect my illness also? Is it possible that merely by thinking, my thought processes are going to act in complementation with the medicine and completely change my life? The answer is yes. Look at this. In the simple illnesses, these are the phenomenal studies and experiments published in NEJM. NEJM is #1 journal of the world. And these studies were done on orthopedic patients who had knee pain by Dr. J.B. Mosley. And look at me what he did. Look at me what he did. Don't look at these slides, you won't understand. Phenomenal experiments. They are going to just make you smile like anything. I'm Dr. Mosley, and just think that each one of you is suffering from knee pain. Just think, imagine. And I convinced that I'm going to operate all of you. And you said, okay, Dr. Mosley, you operate, you are the best surgeon. And what I did, I divide the group into two groups, group 1 and group 2. And how I operate, I call group 1 to my operation theatre. I anesthetize you. I open your knees. I repair your knees. I close your knees. I discharge you 2 days later after the recovery room. Every surgery is being broadcasted live and recorded singularly. The group 2, what I do was, I call you guys to my operating theatre. I anesthetize you. After anesthetizing you, I open your knees, but I don't touch your knees at all. I'm just thinking and imitating as if I'm operating, but without operating your knees, I close them as such. I shift you outside to the recovery room, but I tell you that your knees have been operated, and I discharge you and follow you for 6 months for improvement of pain. So in end we have two groups, one who is operated, one who is not operated, but everybody thinking we are operated. And then he measured what was the improvement in both the groups. You would be shocked and surprised. The improvement was similar in both the groups. How is it possible? You guys underwent surgery, understandable. But those people who had not undergone surgery, merely by thinking that you are fine, the pain relief chemicals stopped releasing, and your pain improvement was phenomenal. That is the power of thinking, what I want to tell you. That is why when patient comes to you and tells you, Doctor Sahab, only by talking to you half of my illness is gone. Why this happens? Because you are able to take away the mental agony of the patient. My message is, your thoughts can even help you substantially in curing the medical diseases also, my dear friends. That's the power we are gifted with. But you would be saying, okay, Dr. Gupta, listen to this, hilarious. This is knee pain. What about serious diseases? Diseases like cancer. What about this? I'm going to show you two studies. Fantastic. One of my own story and one of this gentleman who is known as Mr. Stomatus Moratus. This will keep you rolling in your seat. Listen to this story. This gentleman, Stomatus Moratus, all written in science very clearly. He was a US Army war veteran. He was diagnosed as a terminal lung cancer, biopsy proven stage 4 and given only 3 months to live. And he said, you won't live more than 3 months. And he said, yaar, ab to marna hi, I am going to die. If I die in America, the burial would be costing $300. And if I fly to my town Ikaria in Greece, the burial would be costing only $30-40. Let me go back to my town Ikaria, where I would be able to meet my family and friends, and it would be cheaper also. And he flew back to his town called Ikaria. He went back there. He started reconnecting to his friends. He started meditating every day. He started planting vineyards. He started exercises. He digitally disconnected. He was eating a vegetarian diet. And 1 month passed. 1 month changed into 3 months. 3 months into 6 months. 6 months into 12 months. 12 months into 60 months. 5 years passed. He was saying, yaar, mujhe to marna tha. I was supposed to die. I'm not dying. Why this is happening? And ultimately, when 10 years passed, he took a flight, all documented in literature. He flew back to New York to meet all his doctors, just to find all those doctors who diagnosed him with cancer were dead by that particular time. They all had died by that particular time. He ultimately checked his biopsy reports. They were all cancer, and when he came back, this man died at the age of 102 years, and this man is called the man who almost forgot to die, my dear friends. The place where he used to live, is still called the island where people forgot to die, and this town is called the Ikaria. What is the beauty of this town or these blue zones is they are having an active lifestyle, good sleep, natural connect, meditative lifestyle, vegetarian diet, and connecting with each other very, very well. This is what meditation tells you. To have a good, healthy, pure vegetarian diet, to have a healthy lifestyle, to connect with each other, to have a sleep, not just physical, but your mind is also sleeping comfortably. That's the beauty. That is what I want to tell you, that even in these serious diseases, even if they are not cured, at least your journey of that particular disease will become much more easy and much more comfortable. This is what happened with me. When I was suffering from brain illness, ultimately nothing working, 20th June 2005, my major portion of the right portion of brain parietal lobe was taken out. I thought, okay, Dr. Mohit, now you are fine. The major disease portion has been taken out. I was happy. I was still continuing 16 tablets. But to my surprise, within 6 months, pain again started reappearing. My scans were done in January 2006, only 6 months after the surgery. And look at this, what happened. I developed another lesion in the cerebellum. It had another lesion. I was very, very sad. I was thinking, what is going to happen? I'm already on medicines. Doctors from America, from Bangalore, Dr. Rajeshwari, Vimas, Dr. Guleria from AIMS, everybody working on my regime, nothing working out. I knew old ways are not going to open new doors. Look at a scientist telling you this. I was following Rajyogini meditation of Brahma Kumaris. I went to one of the additional chief of Brahma Kumaris known as Dadi Gulzar. I went, very lovely connect from my childhood I was having, and I said, what should I do? Look at this. Doctors have said nothing more can be done. She only said, Mohit, you are a yogi soul. Why don't you use the power of yoga to heal yourself? Imagine the conversation between a scientist and a spiritualist. Those were the times people say, oh, meditation to faltu logon ke liye hoti hai. Those who have free time, they are going to meditate. That was the time of belief. I said, I'll do it, Dadi. She told me the technique. I said, I will complement my medicines with meditation. And from 4th January 2006, I started getting up every day 3 a.m. in the morning. I started doing focused meditation for my brain. I started cleaning my brain, revisiting my brain and implanting the same healthy brain as I used to have earlier with with powerful process, with having a water that was charged. I did it for 1.5 years, continuously complementing my medicines with meditation. And 1 year later, when my scans were done, you would be surprised. This is what happened. My lesion had magically disappeared out of my brain without any surgery, my dear friends. People call it magic. I call it science. Why? Because 50 trillion cells of your body are working like an orchestra. You would say, oh, ho gaya iske liye. No, there is a science that is working, my dear friends. If 50 trillion cells lose their individual intelligence and single command from the soul goes, heal your body, more than 70 million volts of energy is generated that can do magic to your body only and only if you believe. I am going to show you how meditation is going to reprogram your brain. So my dear friends, my fourth message is meditation can even help you come over these serious illnesses. That is the power that each one of you is gifted with. Can meditation help me? Can my thoughts help me in taking care of my relations? Today, look at your relations, each one of you, every day. Today our mind is not like a mind, it's like a dustbin box, like a garbage box. Somebody is going to say something to you. Oh, how come you say this to me? Look at yourself, you are also doing the same thing. Everyday anger, every day getting irritated, every day getting offended by the behaviors of people is become like a pattern. We are driven by our ego. We are guarded by our ego. And anybody who scratches my ego like this, he's scratching me, my ego, and I become offended and I hold on to that particular thing in my mind. Check your mind, everybody. Every single person on the stage, on the hall, and in the balcony, check your mind. What am I holding on to today? You hold on to one person one day, you hold on to 365 persons, 365 days, more than 10 persons, 3,650 people, 10 years, it amounts to thousands of people. Today our mind is a garbage box. May I request you to do one thing for me? Will all the Bangalore people do only simple exercise for me for next 4 days? Yes or no? Come on, raise your hands. Will you do yes or no? Please take a picture so that should not say no later on. Evidence होना चाहिए ना आजकल कि कर रहा है भाई हाथ उठाए. Yes or no? Everybody on the stage. Yes or no? Huh? Come on. Yes. We should not be taking our hands. Very simple exercise I am going to tell you. For next 4 days, you have to do only one exercise for me. All exercises of Brahma Kumaris are very simple. And the exercise is, for next 4 days, when you clean your home, when you clean your drawing room, bathroom, kitchen, everything that is cleaned off, you collect all the garbage for next 4 days. And only thing you have to do is decorate that garbage for next 4 days in your drawing room. Okay? That's all. Ready, everybody? Oh, you raise your hands just 2 minutes, 1 minute back? Yes or no? Oh, you would not do that. Why would you not do that? Why would you not do that? Why would you not decorate a garbage in your drawing room? Because it's going to hurt, it's going to smell, it's going to be infectious, it's going to spoil the decor. And you say, Dr. Gupta, what nonsense are you talking? Do you put a garbage in a place which is to be decorated by beautiful things? That is what I want to tell you. That you want to clean your home every day or once in a week. Louder. Come on, you want to clean your home every day or once in a week? If you want to clean your home every day, why don't you clean your mind every day? That is what I want to tell you, my dear friends. Ask yourself. Spirituality is all about cleaning your mind every day. Look at your mind right here at this moment. Every single person, remember this moment, check your mind, the amount of anger that we have. Getting irritated. The hatred and jealousy that we hold, the competition and criticism that we do every day, the complaint and expectations that we have, these 8 emotions have destroyed our life phenomenally. Remember, if any one of you is free of all 8, you don't need this lecture. You go, you are enlightened. Remember, you go to church, you go to mosque, you go to temples, you go to any other place of worship, you can take holy snan, you can participate in all kind of spiritual activities. You can meditate for 16 hours, 12 hours. You can recite scriptures for 24 hours, my dear friend. But remember, a mind which is full of anger and a heart which is full of hatred will never be able to be happy and can never give happiness to others, because true spirituality is all about cleaning your mind, my dear friends. This is the beauty of spirituality. Spirituality is not just residing, spirituality is embracing those principles in your life. Practicing those principles of meditation in your life. Raj Yoga meditation tells you to embrace love instead of anger, to embrace compassion for people, to embrace appreciation and acceptance for people. That's the beauty and power of Raj Yoga meditation. You have Ram or Raman only in this mind only, my dear friends. Whatever you nurture and water, it is going to grow. They don't exist outside. They only exist within our own mind. If we nurture good qualities, our life is going to be beautiful. But if we nurture negativity, the Ravan inside us is going to get more and more empowered. My dear friends, I, with folded hands today, tell you that this life is too short to hold grudges. You have seen the impermanence of life with the incidents that are happening globally and even in the country. We don't know about the next moment, and we are planning about decades and decades. Learn to love in your life. Learn to give in your life. Learn to accept your people in your life. Learn to give them unconditionally. That's the beauty. That's the power that we need to hold in our life. This world will become a beautiful place if you change a single thought. My dear friends, my fifth message is, can my thoughts affect my water as well as food? The answer is yes. Look at these phenomenal experiments by Dr. Masaru Emoto. He took droplets of water, and to one droplet of water he gave the energy of love, and to the other droplets of water he gave the energy of evil, disgusting and negative feelings. Look at how the structure of water changed magically. You all think of holy water or Charna Amrit or a Jim water. We all have that holy water in our home. Sometimes Ganga Jal, sometimes different kind of a water. And what is that? That's only water. But what makes it holy is the energies and the vibrations that we put into it. This is what he showed, that when you are having love, wisdom, truth, the positive energies, they are going to change the structure of the water magically. And he showed that by changing, by holding intention of peace towards water, by thinking and speaking and acting with intention of peace towards water, water can and water will bring peace to our body and mind. Look at these food particles, the same rice grains, same bottles, three different emotions. To one bottle, the feeling of hatred. To the other bottle, no emotions were given. And to the third one, the feeling of love was given. Look at this, what magically happened. The one which was given vibrations of love, it was very healthy. This is the role of prasadam, the bhog that we have in God's home. What makes it healthy? What makes it beautiful, what makes it powerful is not the kind or what we are eating, but what the energy is instilled in is what makes it beautiful. This is the power of one thought, my dear friends. Look at the nature, the plants, the studies on plants, the same plants and three different emotions, it behaves differently. When you ignore and when you hate a plant, it dies off. But when you love a plant only and only for a 1 week, it starts blooming beautifully. Nature is responding to the power of our thoughts, my dear friends. Look at this, the environment. The studies carried out in Washington way back in 1993 in a city of 40 million people, when rapes, crimes and assaults were on a rise, homicides were on a rise, only 4,000 people were asked to meditate for half an hour for 6 weeks. And what worked was magic. It worked magically to reduce violence in Washington. There was a 23% decrease in violence only by 4,000 people. And they said that these 4,000 people, if they continuously meditate for an year in a city of 40 million people, the crime would go down by almost 48%. These are the power of thoughts. Your thoughts are going to change the transformation. If only thousands of us today sit together with only one sankalpa, with only one thought, that my city Bangalore is a beautiful and a peaceful city. Everybody is here working beautifully. I changed the vibrations. My family environment has changed. My society is changed. My city environment is going to be changed. That is the power. My message is, my dear friends, unlock the powers of your mind. Unlock the God gene within you. Today, I must say, each one of you is gifted with 1440 minutes. The jewels that God gives us. Irrespective of who we are, what we are doing, each one of us is gifted with 1440 minutes. And that means we have 1440 opportunities to make a powerful and a positive impact. And meditation is one of the most beautiful way to rewrite nature's blueprint, my dear friends. Meditation is caring for the soul. It's like just as you charge your devices, you charge your mind, you charge your soul with virtues of God, with God's purity, with God's knowledge, with God's power, with God's happiness, with God's love, and with God's peace. And when you are empowering yourself with purity, with knowledge, with power, with happiness, love and peace, what you experience is something called the Anandam Sthiti, or what we call it as a blissful stage in our life. This is the power of Raj Yoga meditation. You wanted science? Look at this, what meditation is doing to us. If we scan your brains now, without anything, this is the kind of patterns that your brain is going to show you. There is a complete imbalance between the right and left brain, and such brains are prone to anxiety and depression. And look at this, only 15 minutes of meditation. Only 15 to 20 minutes of meditation, it creates magic within your brain. Look at the synchrony that is created in your brain. This gives you a more integrated and a beautifully, stably, mentally stable and a powerful system, my dear friends. This is the harmony that is created within our own brain by science. It shows the pictures of magnetoencephalogram. Today, we are working and believing only on karma. We believe only on karma. And let me tell you, my dear friends, karma is only left brain, because left brain is analytical. It's logical and it's reasoning and scientific, but it's going to give you only 50% of the success. But meditation tells you, don't just believe in karma, be a karma yogi in your life. And when you inculcate yoga in your life, you activate your right brain. This right brain is one that controls your left brain. This is passionate, this is loving, and this is creative. This is what makes you achieve 100% success in your life, my dear friends. My dear friends, I don't know when we are going to meet again. I don't know whether we are or not. But you will always remember this day, forever in your life, that one day, one person had come to us and given us a beautiful message of God. The time to change is today. Today, if we have a beautiful, loving and intellectual communion with God, we can create magic in our life. Meditation is about positive thinking, is about positive lifestyle. It's about allowing God to take control of our life, to drive our life in a more peaceful, more synchronized and a more pure way, that is, we are able to radiate joy and happiness in our life. In the end, I would like to say that work is always going to be there. Pressures are always going to be there. Challenges are always going to be there. And a group of people like you went to a saint and said that, sir, when should we meditate? And he said, you don't have time, so you should meditate only one day before you die. He said, one day before we die, that is enough. He said, yes, only that is enough. Only one day before you die, you meditate, everything you will be able to achieve. And they were very happy. That is so simple. And when they were going out, one wise person turned back and said, but Guruji, we don't know when are we going to die. He said, then do it today, because tomorrow what is going to happen, you don't know, my dear friends. The time to change is now. The time to change is now. So I leave you with only one profound message as I rush to catch my flight, I leave you only with one profound message and a beautiful meditation. Take out your mobile phone and click this picture, and you'll always remember. And the picture is, today is the first day of rest of your life. From today, it's up to you how you lead your life. It's up to you the decisions that you take. The choices that you make are completely going to change your life. If you choose to be happy, if you choose to be peaceful in your life, God's magic is going to play beauty in your life, my dear friends. With these messages, let us sit back and relax for a minute of peaceful silence. With your eyes open, with faces that are glowing and smiling, and with a mind that is open. A very light music, if it can be played, that is perfect. And just visualize yourself peacefully. See yourself very beautifully and peacefully, like an idol in a temple. I am a peaceful, shining, pure soul in this body. Look at yourself. Loosen your body. Release all the energy. Detach. Focus on the mind. Look at the thoughts that you have. The thoughts of anger. The thoughts of getting irritated over small things. Today, I choose to clean my mind. I choose to empower my mind. I embrace God's purity, love, and happiness. Allow it gradually and slowly, like a flowing river, to make your thoughts happy. Visualize. Every single cell of the body is happy and is free of disease. Relax. Completely free. I allow love, God's purity and peace to flow in my relations. Each relation is peaceful and joyous. I allow my mind to design my destiny, my future. I'm an angel. I'm a child of God, free of all that is negative, very light, full of happiness and peace, joy and bliss. This is my true existence. I learn to let go of all that is negative, of all the behaviors. I am peace. I am energy. I am God's angel of bliss and happiness. In this state, choose every thought to be beautiful and magical, and design your destiny. In this peaceful state, come back to your body with the faces smiling and a mind that is relaxed. I reinvent my life. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Thank you. So we invite you to practice this meditation and make it an integral part of your life. This moment is never going to come, and today, if you choose to create magic, your life can become very beautiful. Thank you so much for a patient hearing. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Once again, Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Before I start meditation, I want to share two things of our research result in our lab. because in Brahma Kumaris we have a research wing where we are collaborating with many research institutions like DRDO, Bangalore NIMANS, sometimes with the Kidwai. Before her, when Krishna Bhargava, the director, was there, it was for a long time, it was the things were moving. And now with the Indian Institute of Science, the practical recordings what we had in DRDO, how the mind and our attitudes play a very important role in our life. And the balance what we have to have, the mind and body balance and the emotional balance, we lose with small little things. But that can be really taken back and we can really balance and come back to the original stage of eternity. That was been explained by Mohit Gupta Bhai, but here with all the pictures, these things were proved in DRDO. Then that time the Selvamurthy ji, he told that the power of mind with the practical practices what the Rajyogis are doing, he was so much astonished to see whatever the challenges comes in front of these people, they are smiling, they are with the hope, and they are always with the stability within and the silencing the mind in such a way. And when Dadi Janki ji was tested in Texas, she was labeled with many scientists following her in different countries, and within the stability of the mind was so powerful. They said that the most stable mind in the world. So in such a way, here in Indian Institute of Science, when we about 800 people were here and they came with all their missions and it was checked, and there they could find out that even by speaking, even by doing so many things, practically showing them so many pictures, but still the stability was so powerful, where with the meditation mode they couldn't find out. See, delta was the way where it was powerful, and that was the deep silence. Even though when they were awake, what the people experience in silence, there also that delta, that silence mode cannot be taken by ordinary people. But here they could see more than delta. Beyond crossing the delta, there is one more powerful wave, is a gamma, where even though in silence, having elevated thoughts for the benefit of the humanity, benefit of their families, and always in coordination with the human beings, with compassion, with love, the sharing, the caring, the inspirations what they give, and inspiring people, motivating people. These are the special moods they can see, the emotions they could find out, and their attitudes, the stability, however they are showing so many pictures, and they couldn't draw them to that stage. So in such a way, they said that is the finding such wave in talking mode, both in silence mode, and giving them the work, all these things were found out. So I request you all that whatever may come in our way, many challenges are there each and every step of our life, but still this Rajyoga meditation is something unique meditation. To practice this, you need not leave your work, you need not sit in one place with the closed eyes, but this is the meditation where we do the meditation with open eye. You may ask how and why, because mind wanders here and there when you open eye, attention goes here and there. But I shall ask you, when you remember your parents, or when you remember your loved ones, your friends, then you don't complain that my mind wanders. I have to close my eyes to remember my parents, my mother or a father, whatever it is. You don't say that. But why, when we remember the Supreme, who is source of all the power, source of all the value, source of all the success. So when we are blessed with so many things by Him, we know practically, but to remember Him, we always complain that our mind wanders here and there. But it is not so. When you understand the reality about yourself or the source, the supreme consciousness, then naturally you will be stabilized, because you will understand the link or the connection, the relationship with the source, that is with the Creator Supreme. This is the main thing where meditation is so easy. Spirituality is nothing but shifting consciousness to the eternal self, what I am in reality, and whom I belong to. The second one, the understanding the Creator, that is the journey towards the outer world. First thing is the inner world, what I am to understand. Then the upward journey to understand my Creator, and the outward journey where in daily routine we are doing so many things. So balancing these three journeys is nothing but a meditation. To do this, no need to leave anything or sit in a place and close the eyes. No. You can be natural, you can do anything. So we shall start the meditation. Calm your mind. I request to sit relaxed, back straight, alert within. Try to experience naturally whatever the thoughts are given to you. I am completely relaxed. Withdrawing my consciousness from my feet to the knees, then slowly to the hip. Take a deep breath, withdrawing my mind from hip to the shoulder, then slowly to the forehead. I realize I am the power. I am the metaphysical entity, the light and might, a shining star, a divine being of light. Stop your thoughts in the screen of your mind. Visualize the bright light, a shining star. I am completely in silence. I cut down the speed of thoughts. I realize I am the master. I control the senses. It is my mind, my intellect, my emotions. So I realize I am the power, I am the energy. I control the mind and intellect. I give the direction to the mind. the positive directions with all the values, the core values, my innate values. I am embodiment of love, peace, bliss. I am knowledgeful and pure soul. A light entity. I am Son of God. All His values, the powers, I have all the inheritance from Him. I am a blessed, special soul. To play a special role on this world drama. From today, I promise to myself, I see the world as a family. I always share and care each one with love and values, with compassion and knowledge, and support them with my powers. I cooperate with everybody. And empower everybody with strong, positive emotions and pure feelings to everybody. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.